the best thing is, community's all getting back together again. We're playing some games. It's great.
And we want to show you that booth. So let's start here. What do we have right here?
Well, yeah, I mean, lots of change in the last 3 years, but Sea of Thieves is still here. Season 7 just released. So much good new stuff in there. And of course, you can play it on the show floor here at our booth. But there's more as well, right?
There is more, and we're going to check it out right now.
Let's take a look. You can't be a proper pirate without some pirate ink. So welcome to the Sea of Thieves Tattoo Studio here. Oliver, how you doing, mate? Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty fine. Basically, we're doing airbrush tattoos, so you can choose any of the game designs, achievements, thingies, and have them spray painted onto your arms, heads, legs, wherever, shirts.
Keep up the good work. And Maxi, I think you got one done earlier, right?
Finally, I can brag off. It's amazing. It has glitter on it. I really recommend glitter. I don't think it's going to get any better than this, but let's check out the other stuff.
Yeah, let's do it, Maxi.
This is really amazing. If you want to have a memory to take to your home, you can do photos, photo opportunities. You can do a short video, and this one is a Sea of Thieves version.
Absolutely. So we better give it a go, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So this is a trigger warning. If you have arachnophobia, close your eyes right now.
Absolutely. There's no danger dumplings here, folks. Say hello to the grounded brood mother. These guys don't look too scared, do they?
Oh, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. So Grounded 1.0 is going to come out in the full campaign mode with the first boss encounter, the brood mother, on the 27th of September.
On Xbox Game Pass, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh my God, it just touched me.
Frame!
Come on, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
I don't like it. Now, one of the most exciting games on the booth, especially for the German crowd, is Pentiment, right, Maxi?
Yeah, especially for me because the region is set in Bavaria, and Bavaria is my home state. I live in Munich, and it's Obsidian medieval narrative game, and you play Andreas Mahler over a 25-year lifespan and just solve mysteries.
Great. But listen, there's even more to play. Let's take a look.
Ελπίζω αυτή τη φορά να μην έχουμε πρόβλημα με τον ήχο. Όπως είχαμε στο προηγούμενο τελευταίο μας stream. Συνδεθήκαμε από τώρα για να μην χάσουμε κάτι σε περίπτωση που σκάσει κάτι ενδιάμεσα και αφορά πιθανότατα το mythology. Για να δούμε.
And then of course the game that everyone's talking about, Lies of P, that's coming day 1 to Game Pass, right?
But that's not it. We even got more to play, so if you're here, super excited, and let's go on with the stream.
It's great to be back, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Δεν ξεκινάμε. Ετοιμαζόμαστε εδώ πέρα, βλέπουμε τι θα γίνει. Και περιμένουμε. Μακάρι το mythology. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι περίμενα να ακούσω κάτι για mythology εδώ. Μέχρι τώρα δεν έχουν δείξει κάτι. Πέρα από μια περιραίουσα ατμόσφαιρα δεν έχουν πει κάτι. Περιμένουμε να δούμε. Από ό,τι είπαν στο επίσημο τους κανάλι θα δούμε πράγματα που αφορούν τους Malians και τους Τούρκους, που θα είναι οι δύο νέοι πολιτισμοί στο Age of Empires 4, που θα είναι ένα δωρεάν download, το οποίο σε συνδυασμό με τη χαμηλή του τιμή θα μπορέσει να κάνει να δώσει ακόμα ένα boost. Και μην ξεχνάμε ότι έρχεται και το Red Bull Wall Lock Up. Έρχονται πολλά πράγματα, στηρίζει και το 2 και το 4 πάρα πολύ Microsoft. Και μένει να δούμε πώς θα πάνε τα πράγματα. Μπορείτε να μπείτε στο κανάλι μας στο Discord, να μιλάμε παραίτσα αν θέλετε. Μπορείτε να στείλετε τα μηνύματά σας σε Facebook, Twitch και YouTube. Και σας περιμένουμε. Σε 3,5 λεπτά ξεκινάει. Αν δεν κάνω λάθος, ο Season είναι αυτός. Πιθανότατα ο Season είναι. Ωραίο event. Καλή φάση θα πήγαιναμε. Λίγο μακριά πέφτει. Περιμένοντας λοιπόν εδώ πέρα να ξεκινήσουμε αυτά τα 2,5 λεπτά, να σας πούμε ότι προσπαθώντας έτσι να πάρουμε μπροστά μετά το καλοκαίρι, που εντάξει είμαστε όλοι πιο χαλαροί, λίγο χαμένοι, λίγο έξω από τα νερά μας, ξεκινάμε με 2 τουρνουά. ξεκινάμε με τα δύο επόμενα seasons, το Age of Empires 2 και στο Age of Empires 4. Μπορείτε να μπείτε στο site μας, στα τουρνουά και να επιλέξετε και να δηλώσετε εγγραφή. Το μόνο που πρέπει να κάνετε είναι να είστε εγγραμμένοι στο site και να είστε μέλη του Discord για να μπορούμε να συνεννοούμαστε και να ετοιμάζουμε τα παιχνίδια. Ο νικητής σε κάθε ένα από τα τουρνουά θα πάρει από ένα Discord Nitro προσφορά του community. Θα έχουμε και για το Age of Mythology σίγουρα ένα event, μάλλον κατά Οκτώβρη. Και στόχος είναι να μπορέσουμε να συνεχίσουμε αυτή την παράδοση που έχουμε τον τουρνουά ένα μήνα ή ένα-δύο μήνες. Είμαστε πάντα ανοιχτοί σε προτάσεις, σε ιδέες, να κάνουμε για κάποια special nights, special events, για να μπορέσουμε να προωθήσουμε όλα τα παιχνίδια του franchise. Μην ξεχνάτε στο Edge for Clicks θα βρείτε πολλούς που παίζουν τα παιχνίδια, που παίζετε κι εσείς, και το 2 και το 3 και το 4 και το Mythology, ακόμα και το online και το 1. Είμαστε κοινότητα, ανοιχτή για όλους και περιμένουμε τις προτάσεις για να μπορέσουμε να κάνουμε το franchise ακόμα πιο δυνατό στην Ελλάδα. Για να δούμε, ένα λεπτάκι ακόμα να δούμε. Ας σταυρώσουμε τα δάχτυλά μας και να πούμε ότι θα μας πούνε κάτι για το Mythology. Θα είναι κρίμα να μην έχει συνέχεια αυτό το παιχνίδι. Θα είναι πολύ μεγάλο κρίμα. Πολύ μεγάλο κρίμα. Πάμε. Λολολο.
More than one way to win a battle, and every empire must find their own path to victory. Whether you strike from afar or ambush up close, the Malians will use wit and strategy to outmaneuver their opponents and gain the advantage on the battlefield. With powerful siege tools and the ability to rally large formations, the Ottomans can keep the pressure on to bring down their enemies' defenses. When the drums of war beat, how will you emerge victorious? History is in the making, and your place in it has just begun.
Βυζαντινούς πότε θα μας φέρετε ρε παιδιά, Βυζαντινούς. Άτε, σκύρμισερ φέρετε.
I swear I could watch that trailer 3 more times at least, but alas, we are coming to the end of the show today, so we wanted to make sure we go out with a proper bang, or in our next guest case, an ancient battle. And what better way to do that than to talk ancient conquest with Bert Beekman, studio head from Forgotten Empires. Hello and welcome, Bert.
Hey Charlie, good to be back at Gamescom after all these years with Age of Empires.
Absolutely, yeah. And I tell you what, before we dive into anything, I do want to ask you how good it feels to be back with the German fans, because I know how much Age really resonates with them.
It is amazing. Like, there's such a massive fan base here in Germany. Like, just walking around all the halls with your Age of Empires shirt. People are just stopping you like, wait, Age, where can I play Age? Where can I find Age? And they have stories to tell as well. Like, hey, I played this for years. I played it as a kid. I'm still playing it. It's amazing.
It's such an amazing franchise. And I have got to say, we did do Xbox Fan Fest last night, and I was over in the corner playing it for 90 minutes instead of talking to anyone. and I don't regret a second. It feels at home when I'm playing Age, you know? It's just so lovely and warm.
A perfect use of your time, yes.
Yeah, that's what I think. Right, okay, let's dive into it and start talking about it from there. So in the trailer we just saw, we saw that there are 2 new civilizations on the way joining Age of Empires 4, and they are the Ottomans and the Malians. So we're going to talk about both of them, but I want to kick things off with the Ottomans. So what have you got to tell us about them?
Loads. So let's start with the history, because in the end, everything in Age of Empires is grounded in history, right?
Absolutely, yep.
So we're looking at the Ottoman Empire, what was all happening in Anatolia in the Middle Ages.
Yep.
If you think about that, it was an empire that lasted a very long time. It was very based on military, very militaristic, very organized, with a lot of military science going on, very regimented army that really controlled a massive area in the Middle East for a very, very long time.
Okay.
And then the question was, how do we turn that into a game?
Yep.
How do we turn that into Age of Empires? And it was really like, okay, we have all this military piece.
Yeah.
That sounds like something we can translate. And I actually want to dive straight into the gameplay.
Okay.
So, for example, the Ottomans, they have the military school.
Okay,
It's a brand new building. They can build it in the Dark Age.
Straight from the beginning.
Straight from the beginning.
Okay, I don't know what this building does yet, but that sounds like a game changer that it's immediate.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you build a military school, and it automatically trains a unit that you select. Like you have all toggles for all the units in the Ottoman roster.
Wow.
And you can select which one you want to create for free.
I feel like there's a bug coming though, right?
The training goes very, very slowly.
Okay, but I suppose the sacrifice of a slow training is free armies.
You still get a free army.
And especially for those folks who want to go for combat victories, if you're not draining your resources, you can just build this massive empire of meanies to go beat everyone up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's and that's also kind of how the Ottomans play out. Like, you jump into the game as the Ottomans, and it's really all about the military and the military conquest and winning through very military means. That's how you win as the Ottomans.
Yes.
What's also nice about the Ottomans is, like, the first time I played it, like a pretty advanced version already, it's like you feel straight at home. Like you have played other Age of Empires 4 civilizations, and they're all quite different.
Άρα είναι, χτυπάνε και στους παίκτες του 2, είναι user-friendly πολύ για το 2.
There's not a steep learning curve on it.
Not too much, no.
Oh, okay.
So,
can you tell us any more about any of the military units or any of the buildings that come with the Ottomans?
So we had the military school, right? And they can train all the units, and they have quite a few unique units as well. First, they have the Janissary. A bit of a fan favorite. Like the Janissary was in Age of Empires 2, was in Age of Empires 3. It was always like the way that the Ottomans got their gunpowder earlier than any other civilization in the game.
That's an advantage, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And it's the same here in Age of Empires 4, so we're continuing this tradition.
Yep.
They can build a Janissary. It's a hand cannoneer that they create in the Castle Age, so before anyone else. So yeah, you can rush to your guns.
Yeah, they really do. They definitely have that combat edge, right?
Oh, yes.
Amazing, amazing. So what I want to know, though, is if I was to go over that booth over there, or when I play it when it comes out, what's the strategy behind them? Is it literally just to build an empire constantly, or is there a pace to it? Like, how would you recommend fans approach it?
There's one completely novel thing that the Ottomans have, and it's the Imperial Council. And that will play a big, big part into your strategies and how you kind of play the Ottoman civilization. The Imperial Council is kind of, as you build your empire, no matter how, like researching technologies, going to the next age, training units, you kind of gain experience, I say experience points. You get viziers that look at your empire and say, like, this has my approval. I shall grant my services to you. And those viziers can then say, okay, I'm going to give you tactical advantages. Like, hey, I'm going to make sure that you can conscript some Janissaries from the town centers. And you can use those to your advantage in your next attack.
Oh, okay.
So it's really like you have to pick, like, do I go for something more military, go something more economical, something more building up?
Άρα ουσιαστικά οι βεζίδες δίνουν ένα boost, αλλά κάτι παραπάνω από boost.
Is there anything a bit different about the Ottomans? Any other characters we want to talk about?
There is definitely one unit that is a bit different from everything else.
I hope you're going to say what I think you are.
We have the Mechter coming up, and apologies for my Turkish accent there, but it is it's a cavalry unit. But he doesn't fight, but he make sure that people around him fight. So it's a drummer cavalry, and depending on the beats he's drumming, he kind of has an aura around him to improve nearby units.
Okay, so if he's doing like metal music or drum and bass, everyone's getting a different vibe and going for it.
Yes, exactly. Like I don't know. With rock music you go faster. With metal music you get a bit angry. I'm not sure.
I think so. It'd be like an attack buff, wouldn't it? If you put like some Slipknot drums on or something like that.
There we go. Very angry Janissaries next to you, but yes.
Very, very good. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to jump from them now to the Malians. Do they have any little drummer boys? But if not, what do they have going for them?
They have a lot going for them.
Okay.
I kind of want to start in the history again. So
100%. This is a game about history. Let's always start there.
Yes. So when we look at the Malians, the Malian Empire actually was a massive empire in Western Africa. The most famous Malian ever was Mansa Musa. And the reason he was so famous is because he was the richest man to ever have lived in the history of humanity.
Oh wow, what, up until like even now or just?
Up till now. Now.
Can I just say, this is literally better than going to school. I learned so much about history playing this game, it's absurd.
There are stories about him that he went to, he liked to travel. Like he liked to trade with his trade caravan through the deserts and visit towns. And he was known for going to those towns, spending so much gold, because he had so much gold, that he completely crashed the economy of any village that he passed. So that's Mansa Musa. Anyways, it's a nice background to have, because we're talking about all this gold, and the Malians are all about gold. When you build up your empire as the Malians, you have this special building called the Golden Pit, and you can build it on a gold mine. And it then automatically extracts gold from the gold mine.
Automatically?
Yes. You don't need villagers. And it also doesn't subtract gold from the gold mine. So
Αλλά εδώ έχουμε οικονομικά
advantages.
It is. Yes.
But it's not a hack, it's actually you've just put it in the game.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. So, famous words, yes.
That's huge though, especially for some of the late game builds where gold comes into play really heavily, or if you're in a map that's absolutely infested with enemies and you can't get to the next gold mine, that's humongous, wow.
There is a catch, however, there's always a catch. There's always a catch. Yeah, I'm so sorry. You can build those golden pits, like the pit mines, all over the map. But you need to be able to protect them.
Well, of course.
And that's quite difficult.
I feel like if I was an Ottoman up against a Malian, I would go for that first.
You would, but then the Ottoman is trying to rush you, and then what? So it's like this. You get the the pit mine, all the way out in the map. How are you going to protect it? It's very, very hard.
And this is where the strategy of the game.
And this is where, exactly.
This is the to and fro. Exactly. So, can you tell me any more about any buildings or any new units we're going to see with the Malians?
The units, we don't have time to go through all of them, unfortunately. Every single unit for the Malians is different. They don't have a standard roster. I say that. They have a standard archer. That's it.
We'll give them an archer,
Everything else is different. For example, they have a spearman. That is actually Donzo is their name. It's a unique spearman. It's different because he has 2 spears. Now,
I like them already.
You like them already, but there's more to it. It's not just like he's fighting with 2 spears, but he takes his first spear, throws it. So the first ranged attack, and then he can fight.
And there's no animation for him to go pick it up or anything.
It would be brilliant. I'd love to see that, but...
or if he missed and he had to go, oh God, no, let me go get it again.
Or if he misses it, like, oh, come on.
That's brilliant. Okay, I like the sound of that. Do we have time to talk about buildings, though? You've got to give me something on buildings, at least.
I want to give one more unit and one more building, because they're actually very interesting. We have the Musofadi. Musofadi is it's kind of a hunter unit. And her special ability is that she can go into stealth mode.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So it's kind of this man-at-arm unit that can go into stealth mode, sneak around the map, everywhere, and then just like surprise attack.
Are we talking like fog of war stealth, or when they're in forest units stealth? Or...
So Age of Empires 4 indeed has a stealth forest, but this unit, she can go into stealth anywhere on the map.
Anywhere. Okay.
As soon as she attacks, of course, she reveals herself. So it's not like ghosts poking you or anything.
You're not fighting ghosts.
No. Then they reveal themselves. But that's kind of the story behind the hunter the hunter woman. Actually, Musofadi is Malian for power woman. So we have a very cool
love
tidbit.
them
yeah,
a
there
lot.
we go.
Yes, okay. And you say that they're aligned with a building in game as well.
Yes, indeed. So they're hunters. That's kind of their background. And you can also, one of the landmarks that you can build is the Hunter Fortress. And every infantry unit that is kind of around this fortress also goes into stealth mode. So
I don't even know what to say about that. Is that something that you found in your historical
αυτοί έχουν οικονομικά advances με το χρυσό και μπορούν να κάνουν το στρατό τους stealth.
The story is kind of like they were hunters.
Οι Τούρκοι είναι καθαρά στρατιωτικός προορισμός, κάνει ράς κατευθείαν.
You need to be sneaky, you need to be stealthy. Exactly. And that's kind of the story behind that. It's very interesting to play with.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I'm thinking about, this is me imagining me playing the game now. If you were to go and attack that base, you'd see this stealth fortress and you would have no idea what was waiting for you.
Absolutely no idea.
You have to test the limits of how many people you could hide in that radius to go, get them.
Yep.
Amazing. So we spoke a little bit. Well, actually, I'd say we spoke quite a lot about the Malians and Ottomans. Sounds like there's more to come. But they're new to Age of Empires. But the list is pretty long of how many civilizations there are now, right?
Yes, we're now with 10 civilizations.
Yep.
So we had 8 civilizations that launched last year. We had the
English,
French, the Mongols, Chinese, many more in Europe and Asia. And now we're expanding to Africa with the Malians and the Middle East with the Ottomans.
You're probably going to say these two are the new ones, but I'm curious, do you have any personal favorites or any civilizations you think you've played the most?
I mean, I really loved playtesting the Malians.
Okay.
And because there's one more that I really loved about playing them. I built this whole empire, right? With all my trade routes, my gold mines, my little mining towns.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, okay, I won against AI. I'm not bragging. But
a win is a win, my friend.
A win is a win. I looked at my empire at the end of the game and I was like, this looks good. This actually looks like a big Malian empire. And it felt so good that you've built something.
Yeah.
You destroyed something, of course.
Yeah.
But the victory felt even better.
Yeah, I think aesthetic goes a very long way.
It goes
I would love for you to start grading us on the aesthetic. I'm very purposeful when I build about where I put everything. So I'm like, a normal village would have a house here. I've got to do my little housing area and a little suburb and whatnot. So
exactly.
I'm totally with you on that one. But I totally agree. The way that you could just build and create very realistic, authentic villages is incredible. I do want to touch a little bit, though, on the fact that it has been 10 months since Age of Empires 4 came out. How much has the game evolved since then?
Relic and all their dev partners have been incredibly busy. So there have been many updates, many patches in many various ways. Like we've had new features coming in, like we've had color pickers for people, we had more remappable hotkeys, we've had loads of balance changes, we had new maps, new zoom levels, loads.
The list just goes on and on and on. And I'm going to take us back in time now, if there's anyone out here who didn't know. The Age of Empires was first released in 1997.
Yes.
And I'm curious how the developers keep building on a franchise to keep it new and fresh when the focus is on history. It's just so incredible.
There's just so much world history and anything goes in Age of Empires. Like if it happens, we can probably put it in the game in some way.
Yeah.
And if we're just looking at the last 12 months, we've had the release of Age of Empires 4.
Yeah.
We've had 2 expansions, 2 DLCs for Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, and 2 DLCs for Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition.
Wow.
So it's...
the fact you've got Definitive Editions as well is people want so much age.
People want so much age.
Give me age.
There's more and more age to come. So we've got that squared away. And it's... Also thinking about, the franchise has been going on since 1997.
Yeah, 25-year anniversary, right?
Exactly. But it's the fact that, this is, if anything, the best time to join Age of Empires, because there's just so much going on. So even if you're like, hey, 25 years, I've never tried it, try it now.
And I will say it's a very wholesome game with a community that's deeply devoted and beloved the game so much. And I wanted to ask what it's like to work on a franchise that is not only positive. We've seen so many games just on the show today that everyone loves and is really positive. But you're with someone that's been positive for 25 years and people love it. What's that like?
It's amazing. just looking at my own personal history, I've been working on the game for 10 years now. I started to play the game when I was 10 years old. If you told 10-year-old me that I would be sitting here today, I wouldn't have believed it.
I'm going to stop you there and say, if you told 10-year-old me I'd be sat here talking to you about it, I'd weep and I wouldn't believe it, but I'd probably ignore you and keep playing games. So.
and that's the beauty about it. Like the community is so large, so vibrant, so active. It's just amazing.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's such a treat. So what we're going to do is going to talk a little bit now about looking ahead, new stuff like that, and how these civilizations are introduced. So you're dealing with ancient armies and deciding which ones to add to the game. And so I'd love to know a little bit more about what the process is on deciding which ones you're going to go for and how to keep it historically correct and authentic, because I know that's something you guys really, really care about.
Yeah. So let's take the Malians as an example. So first thing you do is you go to the library and you go to the section of Western African history. You take anything you can.
And you all become bookworms.
Basically. You start reading. You start picking apart like the facts, the military battles, interesting things that happened, interesting buildings, interesting military tactics that they employed. And you just put everything together. And from that you start to distill gameplay and think like, oh, hey, we talked about the hunter woman. We can do something with that. We can do something with that. And like that, you kind of just evolve it. You have your design. You put it in the game. And at that point, you kind of want to see like, hey, what do I have here? Is this still a bit authentic? Is this still a bit real? And we talk a lot to experts in the field. Like, we're not going to say that we're experts in Malian history. Not at all.
You're enthusiasts of Malian history,
exactly. And we love what we're doing, but we need to have a pro voice in there that says like, hey, what you're doing, is that actually still a bit accurate? Are you still representing Malian culture in the way that it was?
What kind of voices answer that for you? Is it researchers, historians, universities?
We get in touch with universities, we get in touch with experts like... There are people who specialize in weaponry of Western Africa. Well, you can talk to those people about these specific weapons.
Ναι ρε παιδιά, αλλά δεν έχετε βάλει τον πολιτισμό μέσα που έχει ορίσει το μεσαίωνα από την αρχή του μέχρι το τέλος του.
You start in the Dark Age. They speak their ancient Malian language, but as you advance through the ages, they speak more and more modern languages.
Now, that's a dedication to authenticity that I truly respect.
It is amazing. It feels good to just like feel your empire evolve as you're playing. Yes. But again, I don't speak Malian. We need to go with...
You need to go ask someone who does.
Exactly. And that's kind of the balance we try to find. Because in the end, it's still a video game, right?
Yes.
It is a video game. It needs to be fun.
Καλά. Βλέπουμε εδώ πέρα για το 4 ουσιαστικά. Βλέπουμε εδώ από την Gamescom το 4.
I just want to give that back to the community, and I'd love to talk to them a little bit now because I've seen how personally committed they are. Myself included, I'm part of a group called the Court of Ages, which is a bunch of women who like to play and test, and it's just the most wholesome place ever. And I'm curious to know how the Age of Empires community have actually impacted or helped Age 4 along the way.
Loads.
Good to know.
Yes. Loads. Let's keep it at that. No. So for the longest time, the Age of Empires community has been involved with development. Like, hey, do you like this? Here's a beta. Here's an alpha version. Let's play. Let's develop. Let's give feedback. And let's build a game that we all want to play in the end. And that also continues today. Like, we have the Age Empires Insiders. You can go to ageofempires.com, sign up as an insider, and just register for future betas. You can go to the Age of Empires forums, like all the developers are there.
They're just waiting to talk to you.
We talk there a lot on the forums. And just like, we have Pro Council, we have other councils, we have so many groups of players that just provide feedback. And we work with everybody to try and make and bring the best into Age of Empires.
Amazing. And I feel like I need to be the voice of the community here, and I feel like I have to ask you, we know about the addition of the Ottomans and the Malians. Can you maybe give us a hint about maybe any upcoming ancient civilizations that might be added? I've got to try.
Cheeky. So, first of all, Age of Empires is, of course, more than civilizations. We have more maps coming, more features. That is coming later as well with this new civilizations. I can't say more than that, but all I can say, Age of Empires is alive.
Yes,
and,
very much.
Yes.
Alive, well, and thriving.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So I will do that and say, with it being alive and well, are there any events or updates coming up that we can look forward to instead?
Yes. So, first of all, just to rephrase, the 25th of October, the Ottomans and the Malians will be coming for free.
Keyword free.
Free.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
to Age of Empires 4. So if you have bought Age of Empires 4 in the past on any platform, you will get the new 2 civilizations for free.
And does that include Game Pass as well?
Yes, that includes Game Pass.
Oh my goodness, I love this conversation.
Everybody gets the new civilizations.
Yes!
Speaking about things that are for free, right now, at this very moment, you can play Age of Empires 4 for free on Steam.
Wow, okay.
So if you were ever on the fence, like, hey, will I like that game? Go try it out. Go
to αφού μας κάνουν να περιμένουμε ένα χρόνο για να βάλουν τα χρώματα να τα διαλέγουμε.
Everything is unlocked, so you can play the
λιγότερο που μπορούσαν να κάνουν είναι.
Till the 29th of October? August. 29th of August, sorry.
Yes. It happens, we're live, it's fine. There's a lot of dates going on in your head.
There we go. So you can try it for free, and if you like to buy it and later, it's now on sale as well. 50% off on both the Microsoft Store and Steam. So you can pick it up as well.
What an opportunity. I'm really looking forward to all of those. I'm curious though, as I've been walking around Gamescom, I've been seeing loads of people repping Age of Empires swag.
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to maybe showcase what's available online or maybe for folks while they're here?
Well, we have one more announcement, and then it's probably going to be the least sexy thing that we will see in this broadcast.
I'm sure, but it'll be great.
There we go.
Going?
So we're going to unbutton a bit, and we're going to show.
Oh yes.
We are going to be celebrating 25 years of Age of Empires later this year, so the 25th of October. We're going to be celebrating with all the games in the franchise. Everybody's invited, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be an online global event. There will be more announcements. So I would say, as a developer, but also as a fan, like you want to tune in. You don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. And you got your Twitter, at Age of Empires to find out more information.
Yes.
Website, so on and so forth.
Exactly. Just look Age of Empires on any social media. You'll be definitely kept up to date.
Amazing. I'm also curious. I shared a picture on my Twitter last
night. Όσο το είδα, ο Trafford δεν είδα κάτι.
There's some Red Bulls around. Are you up to something with Red Bull at the moment?
Yes, we are. So Red Bull Legacy is coming up. Where we're covering Age of Empires 1, 2, and 4. And we also will, end of October, that will culminate in the large finals in a castle here in Germany.
That's pretty cool. Yes. I do have to ask though, are we playing the game or is it just people going whoa, whoa, whoa and seeing who does it best?
We are playing the game, but I definitely want that to be a tiebreaker or something.
We need to have it in there as well, just to add some spice, you know?
Yeah. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. So best players in the world all gathering together in a German castle here, playing Age of Empires. For many, it's a childhood dream again.
It sounds like it's come true, honestly. And I have got to ask, the shirt it's catching the light so well right now.
Για να βγαίνει μπροστά ο season, μάλλον γίνεται η αλλαγή.
Yes, this shirt is available on the Xbox Gear shop as well, alongside a lot of other Age of Empires t-shirts and merchandising.
Perfect.
So a lot to pick up there.
Amazing. I know what I'm doing next. Right, well, Bert, it's been phenomenal to have you here. I've loved talking to you. And of course, everyone else who's tuned in today, that is the end of the show. So for any segments you might have missed from today's live show, or for those who just want to relive today, I know I certainly do, you can go back and watch the full show on Twitch or YouTube and keep the conversation going using the hashtag #XboxGamescom on social. But that is it for me. This is the end of our epic live stream here from the Xbox booth at Gamescom. This has been so much fun, but Maxi and Graham, let's close this out.
All right, everyone, it has been such a pleasure being back at Gamescom with you this year, surrounded by these amazing Xbox fans and community, and of course, you, Maxi, too.
It is. So, now we're going to be signing out from Cologne, Germany. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Okay. Λοιπόν, για ελάτε, θέλετε να πούμε τίποτα? Να το σχολιάσουμε καθόλου? Ουσιαστικά τι μας είπαν, κάτσε λίγο να τα φτιάξω εδώ πέρα τα πράγματα.
Δεν είμαι σίγουρος αν θέλω να σχολιάσω εγώ.
Δεν πειράζει.
Εντάξει. Προς θετική κατεύθυνση τα πράγματα. Και το ότι θα είναι δωρεάν οι νέοι πολιτισμοί. Και καλό discount έχουμε τώρα, όποιος θέλει να δοκιμάσει το παιχνίδι, και δωρεάν και όλο. Θετικά πράγματα.
Λοιπόν, τα πράγματα όπως τα είδα εγώ είναι το εξής. Εκτός ότι προσπαθούν να κάνουν ένα boost στο παιχνίδι και να το συνδυάσουν, θα σας πω τώρα, εκτός από το που προσπαθούν να κάνουν boost στο παιχνίδι και να το συνδυάσουν με το Red Bull, έχουν αφήσει ξεκάθαρη υπόνοια ότι έρχεται το επόμενο franchise, το επόμενο expansion πλέον, πληρωμένο θα είναι αυτό. Οι δύο πολιτισμοί αυτοί, ο ένας, οι Τούρκοι, είναι καθαρά, θέλουν να προσελκύσουν καθαρά παίχτες του 2, εγώ αυτό κατάλαβα. Όταν βγαίνει και λέει ότι κοιτάξτε να δείτε, είναι άμα παίξει ένας παλιά Age of Empires, του είναι πολύ γνωστά. Οι Τούρκοι θα είναι ένας επιθετικός πολιτισμός, θα είναι ένας καθαρά στρατιωτικός πολιτισμός. Οι Μαλάιανς απ' την άλλη έχουν πιο πολύ τη λογική αυτή του να είναι τελείως διαφορετικοί, ασύμμετροι πολιτισμοί μέσα στο παιχνίδι. Έχουν πιο πολλά οικονομικά boost, έχουν αυτό το κόλπο που γίνονται stealth, γίνονται αόρατοι και συγκεκριμένες μονάδες και μονάδες γύρω από ένα wonder, και έχουν και το hack αυτό που δεν είναι hack, δεν είναι bug, είναι feature. Όπως το είπε, gold...
Ναι, ακριβώς έτσι.
Ναι, δηλαδή δαγκώθηκε λίγο εκεί πέρα.
Infinite χρυσός.
Τι μας είπε επίσης ακόμα, μας είπε ότι θα γίνει ουσιαστικά ένα μεγάλο event για τα 25 χρόνια, οπότε ελπίζουμε μήπως εκεί ακούσουμε κάτι για το Mythology. Είμαι πάρα πολύ στεναχωρημένος που δεν ακούστηκε κάτι για το Mythology. Είναι άσχημο αυτό. Με εκνεύρισε που πράγματα που έπρεπε να είναι από την αρχή τα παρουσίασε σαν feature, δηλαδή όταν μου λέει ότι αλλάζω τα χρώματα, είναι νέο feature, είναι development. Όχι ρε φίλε, δεν είναι νέο development αυτό, έτσι έπρεπε να είναι το παιχνίδι. Το παιχνίδι έπρεπε να βγει σε αυτή την κατάσταση που είναι τώρα για να διατηρήσει το hype που είχε. Τώρα είναι ωραίο παιχνίδι, δεν έχει εκείνα τα κολλήματα και τα bug. Τα νούμερα για κάποιον που βλέπει, όχι μόνο τώρα που είναι δωρεάν, αλλά και πιο πριν, είναι πάρα πολύ κοντά στο 2. Βέβαια δεν το βλέπεις ανταγωνιστικά.
Το τελευταίο καιρό είχε ανωδική πορεία στα νούμερα των παιχτών. Μέχρι τώρα βλέπαμε μια πορεία που έπεφτε το παιχνίδι. Τώρα έχουμε και το Red Bull που έρχεται, που περιμένουμε να πάει καλά και ο Θέμης, να το πούμε και αυτό. Ναι. Και έχουμε μια ανωδική πορεία στο παιχνίδι. Αλλά θέλω να δω μόλις τελειώσει το πρωτάθλημα πώς θα πάει το παιχνίδι με τα νέα expansion και με τους νέους λαούς.
Πιθανότατα
θα κρατήσει τον κόσμο.
Ναι, πιθανότατα, και θα προσπαθήσουν να κρατήσουν το hype με την ανακοίνωση μετά για το νέο expansion, δηλαδή θα αρχίσουν να προσθέτουν πολιτισμούς. Αυτοί θέλουν να δώσουν τώρα ένα boost, να δώσουν μια εκκίνηση και μετά να την κρατήσουν. Γιατί πλέον έχουν φέρει το παιχνίδι στην κατάσταση που έπρεπε να είναι. Είναι playable, έχουν βάλει τα rank season, έχουν διάφορα πραγματάκια έτοιμα και αφήνει υπονοούμενα, αυτό κατάλαβα, ότι έρχονται κι άλλα. Δυστυχώς δεν άφησε υπονοούμενο κανένα για το Mythology. Περίμενα πάρα πολύ να ακούσω το Mythology. Κρίμα. Δεν ξέρω, ελπίζω στα 25 χρόνια, δεν θυμάμαι ακριβώς την ημερομηνία που είπε, ποια θα ήταν, που θα κάνουν το event, που θα γιορτάσουν όλο το franchise, μήπως εκεί γίνει κάτι. Να δούμε. Λοιπόν, να σας πω λίγο και δύο πραγματάκια εδώ πέρα για τα event που έχουμε ετοιμάσει. Ξανά προσπαθούμε λίγο να ξυπνήσουμε, να βγούμε από τη θηρινή ραστόνη, να μπούμε λίγο σε αγωνιστικούς ρυθμούς. Πρώτη του μηνός ξεκινάνε τα νέα πρωταθλήματα, τα νέα season. Έχουμε ένα ανοιχτό για το 2 και ένα ανοιχτό για το 4. Δηλώστε συμμετοχή, μπείτε μέσα, ελάτε να παίξουμε, να κάνουμε τα live stream μας, να ξυπνήσουμε, να θυμηθούμε, να γουστάρουμε, να γελάσουμε, να μπινελικωθούμε και να περάσουμε καλά. Κανείς άλλος δεν έχει να πει κάτι για αυτά που άκουσε και είδε?
Άμα είχαμε το Χωσέ θα πετούσε Χωσέ Κιλβίψ, αλλά δεν ξέρω τι άλλο να πω.
Αυτά είναι τα βασικά, ρε παιδιά.
Ναι.
Αυτά είναι τα βασικά.
Αυτά λοιπόν.
Αυτά λοιπόν έχουμε. Νάτος και ο Dancer. Άιντε να κάνουμε να πιούμε και κανένα τσιπουράκι. Άιντε, πριν μας ξαναβάλουν μάσκες. Λοιπόν, αυτά για την ώρα. Αν όλα πάνε καλά, βραδάκι, εγώ θα είμαι μέσα και αν μπορούμε να δείξουμε και κάτι είτε από 2 είτε από 4 είτε και από 2 και από 4 θα το δείξουμε. Ναι, χαθήκαμε. Σας αφήνω για την ώρα, ελπίζω να σας άρεσε αυτό που είδατε. Μπείτε στο Discord, παιδιά, μπείτε, παίξτε, εκμεταλλευτείτε το site, εκμεταλλευτείτε τις δυνατότητες του και στηρίξτε την κοινότητα. Είμαι ο Rider GR, είμαστε το H4 Greeks. Καλή συνέχεια.